Soldiers came down from the surrounding foresty slopes and began piling up on the flatbed of the truck. I simply cannot adequately describe the associated headspace here, but it all seemed perfectly normal to me that there were so many soldiers there in the first place. That they were reverently and expectantly awaiting some seemingly transmundane event in the second place, and lastly, that so many of them piled onto the bed of the semi to form a huge pyramid of people. Somewhat like cheerleaders, albeit on a much larger scale, for the pyramid was at least 9 rows of people high. And there they all stood, so silently and reverently, facing due east, of all things. I don't know why, but I wept over the austere holiness of it all back then, and I weep even now just recalling and transcribing it. It all became so crystal clear to me just then. This was the ritual of the rising sun, and they all remained there. In the bushes surrounding me, and in that huge pyramid structure on the flatbed of the truck, until dawn finally arose and the first rays of the sun flashed upon the pyramid of people. And it was at that precise moment that they all let out a big, unified cheer of unimaginable joy and exultation, and the ceremony was then complete. It was during this cheer, which again, all seemed so perfectly normal to me at the time, that I was overcome with such a wave of emotion that I laughed and cried at once. I became both a wizened old man and an innocent babe all mixed into one. There was such rejoicing over this rising of the sun that I cannot even begin to describe the beauty or the complexity of this wave of emotion, which completely overtook me and left me both utterly spent and indescribably supercharged all at once. To this day I remain in awe of the ineffable beauty and austere holiness of the event, and still weep inexplicably over it all. Though I have absolutely no idea what it all means, my only sense being that I perhaps saw something happening in the future when everything is different and we have all awakened. When we're all almost ready to go home. My very best to each and every one of you. Fractra Cobaltus. The 8th of February 2003. EXP year 2002, XP ID 21324. Gender, male. Age at time of experience, not given. Published, February 14th, 2003. Views, not.
The coming we had of it. Just the worst time of the year for a journey, and such a long journey. The ways deep and the weather sharp, the very dead of winter. And the camels galled, sore-footed, refractory, lying down in the melting snow. There were times we regretted the summer palaces on slopes, the terraces, and the silken girls bringing sherbet. Then the camel men cursing and grumbling and running away and wanting their liquor and women, and the night fires going out and the lack of shelters, and the cities hostile and the towns unfriendly, and the villages dirty and charging high prices. A hard time we had of it. At the end, we preferred to travel all night, sleeping in snatches, with the voices singing in our ears saying that this was all folly. Then at dawn, we came down to a temperate valley, wet below the snowline, smelling of vegetation, with a running stream and a watermill beating the darkness, and 3 trees on the low sky, and an old white horse galloped away in the meadow. Then we came to a tavern with vine leaves over the lintel, 6 hands at an open door dicing for pieces of silver, and feet kicking the empty wineskins. But there was no information. And so we continued, and arrived at evening, not a moment too soon, finding the place. It was, you may say, satisfactory. All this was a long time ago, I remember, and I would do it again, but set down this, where we led all that way for birth or death. There was a birth, certainly, we had evidence and no doubt. I had seen birth and death, but had thought they were different. This birth was hard and bitter agony for us, like death, our death. We returned to our places, these kingdoms, but no longer at ease here in the old dispensation, with an alien people clutching their gods. I should be glad of another death.